Hello and welcome back to Rev Solutions. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, click the bell for your notifications, and don't forget, give us a big thumbs up. So today we have got the BMW R1250R. This is a brand spanking new BMW. It starts retailing at £11,520 on the road. Obviously there's a lot more optional extras you can get with this bike, which will increase your price. Now this is the base model one. It comes with riding modes for rain and road, automatic stability control, a BMW's Motorrad ABS system, a lovely bright TFT display with connectivity. Also it's got a sat-nav mount. It comes with hill start control, dynamic brake light, power sockets, headlight pro, which is a really nice bright headlight for this bike. It's got BMW's multimedia controller, which is obviously your little wheel over on the left hand side, the near side of the stalk, and also it's got a data tool stealth package. So this bike comes in at 1254 cubic centimeters. The power is 100 kilowatts or 134 brake horsepower at 7,750 RPM. Now the torque this bike comes in at is 143 newton meters or 105 foot-pound of torque at 6,250 RPM. Quite nice low range with the torque. As soon as you open that throttle, you really do feel this bike want to lift that front wheel and just push on through. So you've got plenty of power when it comes to needing power on this bike. The clutch is a oil lubricated hydraulically operated clutch. It is really light and really easy to use. However, this specific model comes with a quick shifter up and a blipper down. I found it really smooth, so I've had no issue not using the clutch and just using that quick shifter. Has a six speed gearbox and it's shaft driven. The front wheel is held in by a telescopic fork at 45 millimeters, and the rear is a cast aluminium single-sided swing arm with adjustable rear suspension. Now the suspension travel on the front and the rear is 140 millimeters. The wheelbase from front to rear is 1,515 millimeters. The wheels are made out of cast aluminium. The rim size for the front, you're looking at a 17-inch rim and a 120 width tyre. For the rear, you're looking at a 17-inch rim and a 180 rear tyre. The discs are at the front are dual discs and they're floating brakes. The diameter of these is 320 millimeters and a 4-piston radial caliper. The rear is a single disc brake, a diameter of 276 millimeters and a double piston floating caliper. Like I said a minute ago, it does come with BMW's Motorrad integrated ABS system. The seat height on the standard bike is 820 millimeters. There is a low seat of 760 millimeters and a sport seat of 840 millimeters. I'll get into how tall this bike is on me in a moment. Okay, so this is my test ride of the BMW R1250R. Let's go with my first impression. So, let me go start off by saying that this bike is so much fun. It is just super easy to ride. It's got a quick shifter up and down. The seating position is really comfortable. Yeah, the acceleration is phenomenal. It is just, I think it's 134 brake horsepower and 105 newton meters of torque, and yeah, you definitely feel it. So let's go through a run through of the bike. The wind mirrors, they're up nice and high and they give you phenomenal visibility. It is really good visibility. I'm not having any issues. I'm not having to move my arms in. It's just really good clear visibility out your wind mirrors. The TFT display, again, it's a BMW. What do you expect other than perfection? It's crystal clear. You got your little wheel on the near side handlebar to go through different displays, so you got plenty of information. I'm not going to go too much into detail with the TFT. They're all pretty much the same. This has obviously got a BMW The windscreen, there is a windscreen on the R1250R. However, let's be honest, I think it's there purely to protect that TFT display, because it's offering me no wind protection whatsoever. But it is a naked bike. I wouldn't have expected anything less. The suspension is very, very comfortable. Yeah, it's got very, very good suspension. You can adjust the suspension, which is also a nice little feature. It's got heated grips, which I am going to put on just to take that wind chill off my hands slightly. The seat is really, really nice. It's a good comfortable seat. So it's really, really manoeuvrable, really flickable. Now when you're riding the bike, the actual display distance away from you is really nice. It's only a little glance down and you can actually see it crystal clear. Now the handling around corners, buttery smooth, beautiful. There is cruise control on this bike, like the majority of BMWs these days all have cruise control. It's a keyless ignition, so as long as you make sure that pocket is zipped up, you're fine. I'd hate to be the person who leaves their pocket undone, off goes your key, and the panic sets in. I do like the quick shifter. It's quite a smooth quick shifter, to be honest. You've got a nice little corner coming up, sweep it in, effortless. Sweep it in again. Yeah, this is a real effortless ride. Now I have ridden the S1000R, and that wasn't, I found that an animal. I wasn't that impressed with it. It was comfortable. Go watch my video on that one. I think initially out of the two bikes, I would definitely take this one. Now the tank volume on this bike comes in at 18 litres and a reserve of approximately 4 litres. So you do know when it starts running out, you've got enough to get you into the nearest petrol station. Now the unladen weight, road ready, fully fueled, comes in at 239 kilograms, which you can feel it is a slightly heavy bike. Permitted total weight on this bike is 460 kilograms, and the payload with a standard equipment on this bike is 221 kilograms. Right, so like I said, I'm 5'7", and with me stood against the bike, my hip is nice and high against it, so it's quite a low seat height for the standard seat. Once on the bike, I'm on my tiptoes. However, with one leg on the peg, my foot is flat to the floor, and that is a case of both sides. So getting your foot down at the traffic lights or stopping the bike is not an issue whatsoever for a short person. Tall person, obviously, you have no problem whatsoever. The wind mirrors are in a great fixed position. When riding, I haven't got to bring my elbows in or anything like that. It is just a case of look straight back, get them in the right position, and there is no problem whatsoever checking it all out from behind. The cockpit view, on the near side you've got your BMW multimedia wheel, which is going to flick through all the display options on your TFT display. Right, so how is the R1250R on the Twisties? The boxer engine is really, really nice. Really feel it purring away. Great on the twisty roads here. The suspension is phenomenal. I really like the suspension. Let's go into first gear, get round here, holding it nice and comfortably and powering out the corner. She felt like she wanted to pop the front wheel off the ground there. We kept it down. Wow, these heated grips are, it's like I've got my hand in hot water. A little bit slow on that one, but the pickup as well, the pickup is phenomenal. It really, really pulls. As soon as you want to open the taps up, you've got all that power. 134 brake horsepower. Brakes are good. People overtaken on blind bends, which is ridiculous. Coming into another sweeping. Yeah, this bike is absolutely brilliant, and then we'll slow it down for the 40s. So, initial impression, I'm going to give this bike a big thumbs up. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. If you want to take one out for a test ride, just get out there, get it done. You are not gonna regret taking this bike out. Your bank balance might, because I think you're going to want to walk away with one. Now the leg position, you can see there, leg position's really nice. I'm not having any issues. It is a really comfortable bike. Now I think if you were going to take this bike some serious distance, you're not going to have any problems getting off the other side feeling fantastic. So it is a really comfy all-round bike. And the TFT display on this is fantastic. I mean, I've got no issues with the BMW TFT displays. They give you all the information and more that you want, and this one is no exception. The position for your back is really comfortable, relatively upright, with a very slight lean forward, which is nice. Now I'm not going to take this bike on the dual carriageways. I don't think there's any point. I'm going to feel the wind resistance in my chest. I'm going to feel it pushing me back like all naked bikes. So I don't think that test is going to be where this bike performs well. I think this bike is best suited to the bendy, the twisty roads. So I've been on this bike about 15-20 minutes now, and I really do not have any issues with it at all. So I'm just going to change the suspension setup to dynamic. It was on road. I think we can turn those heated grips off now. That brake's good. Front brake is pretty comfortable. The boxer engine isn't that intrusive. You can feel it's got a boxer, and when you look down you can really see that boxer sticking out either side, but it's not like the R9T. Check out my video on the R9T. That is a really good boxer. Get past all these. So one thing I do like about motorcycles is that traffic is never an issue. Alright, let's take it back on some twisty roads. Yeah, you can feel the boxer shaking slightly, but it's not intrusive. Now my foot is completely flat-footed on the ground. Yeah, when you open the throttle on this bike, it really pulls. There is no hanging around with this thing. It's lovely, great acceleration, and the deceleration as well is quite nice. As soon as you let off the throttle, it just brings it back down to a manageable speed. Suspension over bumps is nice and smooth. Handling is really well as well. The handle's lovely. At the top you've got your cruise control set switch, you've got your headlight switch, your hazard switch, your ABS button so you can turn it on or off. You've also got your suspension adjuster, so you can dynamic and also road. You got your menu button, so you can flick between the menu and use your multimedia wheel. And below that you got your indicators and your horn. In the middle, like the majority of BMWs come with, they've got the sat-nav lock-in cradle, which is a really good feature. That will all integrate into the BMW display, and then you can use it through your headset, etc., just to get everything moving. Now on the off side of the handlebar, you've got your BMW's SOS button covered up by a little protector, your heated grips, your mode button between the riding modes, and obviously your power on and power off display. Heated grips are standard on this bike. You've got adjustable front levers on the brake and the clutch. Nice matte feature on this one. Great looking gold front forks and like a matte colour, like a greeny front hugger, which is really nice. You got your windscreen here, which is a completely see-through windscreen, and then right smack bang in the middle you got R1250R plus right there if you do forget what bike you are riding. Hopefully you don't, because it's your bike. Below that you got your headlight, really nice looking bike, this from the front. It looks like a transformer. It looks really nice. You got small indicators, nice little bullet ones with a nice little tip to them. They, again, I think look really good on this bike. You got Brembo front brakes, which are really nice, gold, matching the gold forks on this one, and obviously you got your normal discs, dual discs at the front. Okay, so slow manoeuvres on this bike are really easy. I'll just give a bit of throttle in, nice and simple. So I'm really impressed with this bike. It is just a good all-round motorcycle. Yeah, so this bike is a really comfortable machine. I don't think you can have any issues riding this and being comfortable. Just the setup of it, it's just so user friendly, and when you're riding, I don't think you're going to have any problems with getting used to this bike really quickly. So would I spend, say my own money, would I spend the money buying the R1250R? If I was in the market for a second motorcycle, yeah, definitely. I would definitely do that. I think it's got enough potential to be a fantastic second bike. Obviously it's not going to be the bike to do everything, because it's a naked, and I think if you want to be able to use a bike for an all-round machine, you're going to have to get something BMW wise, like an R1250 RS, something along those lines. However, for a second bike, yeah, I was so lucky having beautiful weather again. We're going to be bringing you more motorcycle content. And look at these two BMWs, they look fantastic. You got the R9T and the R1250R. Look at these look awesome. Cracking bikes. And going round bendy roads, it is really in its element. It is just, this bike wants to be on the bends, it wants to be on the twisties, it needs to be thrown around corners, ridden properly, not in a straight line. This is not a straight line bike. Don't get me wrong, in a straight line it absolutely tears it up, but that's not what you want it for. You want this bike to enjoy some good twisty roads. Now, I've said this before in some of my reviews, that this bike would be absolutely fantastic on the B500 in Germany through the Black Forest. Those roads out there just are something else. Come to the side of the bike, you've got your BMW logo. Down here you've got the bike's name in the graphics. These are just stickers, but they do look really nice. Below you've got your BMW Boxer engine headers, which stick out nice. You've got a little bit of protection on the side, again with the shift cam technology. That's all plastered down the side for you. Looking further around the bike, you've got nice shiny chrome pipes. Nice trellis frame, which reminds me quite a lot of the BMW R1250 RS. It's got that nice exposed frame just to set the bike off from all the others. Your rear pillion pegs, your pegs, nice cast aluminium brake, shiny exhaust. This is obviously bog standard, however you probably look at getting something a little bit more flashier, but for a standard exhaust there is a lot of chrome here, which is nice. You've got your luggage rails here, your top box rails. This section here you can put some more bolts on and tie stuff down. Coming to the rear of the bike, it probably would benefit from a tail tidy, I think. It does obviously hang out over the rear wheel, which is a requirement these days, and it's got a lovely rear light on this one. So all in all, I think this bike is really nice. On the near side you've got your Brembo brake and also your drive shaft. So this is a really nice BMW, and this one also comes with a centre stand, so nice and easy, lift the bike up, job done. Keyless ignition, keyless entry for the fuel, keyless, it's brilliant. I really like this bike. It's a good bike to ride. Obviously, like I said, when you put the price on top of this and you start adding a lot of optional extras, it will go up from that £11,000 starting fee. But yeah, it's a really, really nice bike. The seat is like Alcantara, really, really nice. You've got, I guess it's waterproof like most bike seats, they're not going to absorb loads of water, but the design is really, really nice. And the actual engine and everything around it is nice and black. It just makes this bike look really, really expensive. I think personally it makes it look more expensive than it actually is for a BMW.
I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed riding this bike today. I haven't had it that long at all, but in the time that I have had it, it has been a really, really positive experience. It's just so nice. I don't know what else I can say about it. Get on one, give it a shot. You will not be disappointed. You really won't be. Now I would like to see what this bike looks like with panniers, because like I said, it's got the actual supports for the panniers, so it would be quite nice to see how it looks all kitted up. Alright, so we're going to go through a tunnel now, so it'd be interesting to see what this sounds like going through a tunnel. I think we'll have to drop the clutch, give it a little blip. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds lovely. Someone's put a scarecrow there. Bit of a national. So opening her up on the national.
Thank you for watching this edition of Resolutions with our BMW R1250R. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Let's try and get up to 1,000 subscribers within our first year. Give us a big thumbs up. Comment below if you like this bike or would like to take it for a test ride, or have you taken it for a test ride. Let us know what your thoughts are on it. And until next time, ride safe, enjoy your adventure, and we'll see you soon.